Yes.
Look, we're in the hands of the starter, and this is the delicate dance, and wow, what a start it is. Corey Taylor is left 20 metres behind off the start and flying off the beach right through the middle of the field. I'm going to say it's Ben Carberry or Trimmy.
I reckon that's Trimmy for sure. You can't miss that stroke. Trimmy doesn't miss his starts. He's one of those guys, he's like your Lockie Tame. He can get into that ski and get those first 20, 30 metres done so quick. As we see Trimmy, TJ Hendy.
He's flying. There's something about confidence
he's on
with
cloud
TJ.
9. That's what he is, Duff. He's floating through the ocean right now. TJ Hendy's on. He's untouchable right now. He's pinned the ears back. He's really gone for it. Trimmy's sitting back. He's going to wait a little bit, but
TJ Hendy racing with confidence. He's a scary forward.
Deadly.
Like, he could just blow this Summer Surf Series apart if he's racing with confidence. And look, he's up into that. Joel Piper down on the bottom of the screen. Wesley Berg there as well. So the old experienced man of the sea, he's not letting these young guys away from him either. So he'd be out there paddling every day with the juniors and the open ranks as Jet Canny climbs up the mountain here at Alex Headland. As we see the boys, they've basically pulled up stumps.
It is hard to fit the entire ocean into the broadcast screen, but I tell you what, Duff, there is a few big sets out to sea. TJ Hendy just keeps attacking it. If you're going to give him an inch or even a small window of opportunity, it looks like TJ Hendy is going to go for it because he's just throwing himself into walls of whitewash, I'm going to say. He didn't come out of that one too well. It looked like it pulled him out, but look, I'm going to say that's Trimmy, the top of screen. He's the best of it now. If he can get through this
backwards. Yeah, it looks like that was it. That was the last wave they've got. Now they get an opportunity. Jet Kenny's rating goes up. Mitch Trim's rating goes up. So the boys now start to put the power down. It was sort of hold all tickets, hold all stations, and then we go bang, big bad Benny Carberry up and over the top as we see Dickie Beach punch on through as well. TJ Hendy in the middle of the field, but it's Ben Carberry. He is a man mountain and he is pushing through as Maroochydore flies up and into that one as well. And the moment, look at that as well. Joey Ingle or possibly Corey Fletcher there of Burleigh in the mix. Corey Taylor down the bottom end of the screen. Joel Piper here close to screen as well. And up the top,
Jet Kenny leading now. Mitch Trim's on his inside. We can see Benny Carberry on the outside there and Riley Fitz. That is our 4 clubs. That is Alex, Newport, Burleigh and Northcliffe. The 4 teams, you just can't throw a blanket over them. These guys, they know what's on the line. They know the bragging rights. They don't want to let their other 5 teammates down that are standing on the line or the entire tent, to be honest, the club tent that's up in the sand dunes there. So these boys will not give each other an inch. As we can see, the Northcliffe boys have actually got 2 teams there. Riley Fitz is joined on the outside by Corey Taylor as the boys round the cans now and make their way back. It looks like there's a couple of swells on the horizon here. Mitch Trim edges over the top of that as he decides to pull off the back. And look, we've seen some big thrills and spills and wipeouts. We saw Benny Carberry took a bomb set. He didn't hold it and he wasn't rewarded for it in that open ski race. We saw Noah Havard end up taking that out, but I think the boys are going to probably opt to take the percentages here, play the safe game, do you reckon?
6 legs to go. So this is leg 1 of 6. Mitch Trim's got himself a nice little bump though. That's a good wave to take. That's a smart wave to take.
It's a great wave.
Jet Kenny's got himself a nice little spot as well. So these 2 clubs, Newport and Alex, they are dominant clubs. They are in the mix every time, and it's an adage as old as time. The cream always rises to the top, and that's what we see right here. We see the top of the clubs starting to come into the party, and look at that boat. It's just starting to cut through the ocean there, and hey, look at the chiseled abs there of Jet Kenny as well. He's got the 6-packs for days. So Mitch Trim now starting to put the power down up over the top. Look at Sammy Roy of Surfers Paradise. He's had an absolute blinder of a paddle there as well as the young man from Burleigh there. Could be
Ben Carberry.
Ben Carberry here. So Trimmy there takes a little tumble. Jet Kenny powers on through and you can hear the beach start to erupt and start to launch into this. He's going to go down the beach.
Alex,
guess who he's paddling?
Alex, Newport, Surfers Paradise, and Ben Carberry running around there tagging Ali Bull.
What a tag to make. To come out first, to tag Ali Bull, who, Olympian, absolute superstar of the sport, took out the ski earlier today. You start to feel a bit confident in this position, don't you? But then we got, who was it in second spot there, Paulie?
It was the Burleigh boys, I think it was. It was all, Benny Carberry was in, third, I think, and Sammy Roy was there in Surfers 4th. Was it Newport? Was it Mitch Trim?
Newport,
Sorry, Mitch Trim, and the Alex Club of Jet Kenny going around in 1-2 there.
That's the young girl, Lily from Surfers Paradise. So the SP Love got himself out in front. Now, she flew off in the single ski final. She flew off the beach and had an electric start, but just ran out a little bit of gas at the end of the race. So she's fast off the beach and she's into a spot. And Danielle McKenzie starting to work through the race as well.
Gemma Smith for Newport as well. There we go again. Danielle McKenzie, Gemma Smith going head-to-head. Brielle Cooper was in there from Burleigh, and we saw the girl from Surfers doing so well in that final earlier. So, look, as they start to navigate their way through
cops that one there and goes
right
backwards.
Now, that is not what you want. You want to stay upright on the ski. Look, you can get hit by waves, you can get pulled back, but you've got to stay upright on the ski, as we see. That's Ali Bull on the top of screen. Then it went to maybe Gemma Smith, and then it was Danny McKenzie. So, look, Alex, Newport, Northcliffe, those girls.
Ali Bull needs to go. Gemma Smith needs to go. Danielle McKenzie in the worst spot of it all.
No.
She wears that. Look at the air that Gemma Smith and Ali Bull get off the top of that wave. That shows the size of the swell here at Alex Headland Beach, all thanks to the Sunshine Coast Council. But Danielle McKenzie in a precarious spot right there and doesn't quite get the best of it. So it's advantage Alex Headland and Newport. So they knocked the 1-2 combo there as Danielle McKenzie cops one, and Ali Bull has started to open up a little bit of a gap, but Gemma Smith is definitely no slouch. She will start to work back onto her wash. I think we're going to have these two girls start to play the percentages. I love a competitor that backs himself, though. I'd love to see one of these girls take one on, and I don't want quite Mercer-esque where he's got the double fist down, a big bomb at Piha Beach, but I want a little bit of guts. I want a little bit of bravery out there in the water, Paulie.
Look, Ali Bull, I've seen her do it before. She can tackle some of the biggest and best waves. She's a strong hiker. Ali Bull is rounding this can, but she's looking over her shoulder at Gemma Smith. I think she's seen one already from the can, so she doesn't. She's gone right down in that rating. There is some bomb sets coming, and Ali Bull, exactly as you said, I think she would be one that would take one.
I reckon she will, and that's it. We don't know that. We don't know the psyche of these girls. We don't know. Look, we haven't been out there today, so we don't know how big it actually is. We're only watching from the beach, and we're real comfortable. We're armchair experts today, and probably a position you're not too familiar with, but I got a few years of experience, and I tell you what, it's much easier on this side of the screen than it is on that side of the screen. But two girls out in front, Gemma Smith
Beach on screen now.
Yeah, they're having a great little day out, aren't they, Dicky Beach? And look, it's great to see so many clubs put their hands up. I know we had Cooks Hill down in Woolgoolga put in a good performance in the mixed Taplin. We've got Ali Bull right now on a little bump as well, paddling away from Gemma Smith, and she gets herself into this little dead zone now, and she wants to really find that little bobble, and you can see she's riding on the back of that swell, that little bump. Gemma Smith looks like she's got a nice little bump to ride there as well. So these girls, look at that. Danielle McKenzie was neck and neck with them, and they have passed her on the way out. That's how quickly your fortunes can change in surf lifesaving. That is a cruel picture to see.
That is heartbreaking for Northcliffe. They would be devastated with that. But like you said, it can just turn so quickly, Stu. Danielle McKenzie was right there, inches away from Gemma Smith and Ali Bull. She's contesting for a win, and then now the girls are coming back to the beach, and Danny's still heading out to sea.
Look, it might have been a little bit foolish of us not to mention Newport at the start of the coverage, because they are an elite club. They are the premier club of New South Wales. You could say them and Manly, North Bondi are the clubs down there. They are the champ clubs. But look at this, Alex on their home beach, going back to back. Is it possible? Can they do it, Paulie?
They got swim legs to come now. I haven't seen the start list yet.
Lani Pallister and Cooper Williams.
Lani Pallister and Cooper Williams for Alex. That is... Look, I don't think any club would have just stronger than that. Maybe Northcliffe, but arguably Cooper Williams and Lani Pallister are the strongest you could imagine. Newport would have, I want to say, it could be like a Connor Maggs, somebody young like that.
Yeah, possibly a Connor Maggs. I think, I don't know if he was, Connor was up here today. I think he would have been down in the 17s arena though. Is he still a 17? I think he might be. So he might have been down in the 17s today, and he's just come up for this, and he is a great little swimmer. He just missed out on qualifying for the professional series, and probably one of the hard luck stories of that Nutrigrain weekend. But look at this,
Jackson Borg. Is it Jackson Borg? What about that? If it's not, could be Jackson Borg. I can't. I don't know who that is. It could be Connor Maggs. It looks a lot like him. They might have got him up from the 17s to chuck him in for the Open team. He's an incredible young talent to watch. He's a future star. We saw last year at North Bondi in the Ironman race. It was quite small and flat conditions. It was a swim leg to open up. he swam away from the open field, Stu. And I know that because I was in the field.
Mate, that was one of the performances of the weekend, and I think it was Ali Day put it best, where he goes, "Who is this young kid that just swam away from all of us?" And for Ali Day to come out and be a bit shocked, it's crazy. Yeah, he's definitely got the long arm. So let's take a little stump. Let's lock it in. It's Connor Maggs there, and he's walking away from Cooper Williams at this stage, or swimming away, I should say, a little bit more correct.
You're talking about a kid that is 16 swimming away from the kid that we just said before is arguably the best swimmer in the open Ironman field. Cooper Williams led the swim race before from start to finish. Well, he didn't, not quite to the finish, but certainly most of the way back to shore. And then you've got this 16-year-old kid, Connor Maggs from Newport, well, just taking no prisoners.
We said it as they entered the water. Cooper and Lani, the best swim combo. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's Connor Maggs. And who would they be tagging? Would it be Kimberly Doyle?
Yes, I'd imagine it would be Kimberly Doyle.
A couple of young swimmers there for Newport, because you would imagine, or could be Lizzie. Potentially Lizzie might go in the swim lane.
For the board, definitely.
Well, Maddie Spencer's there for the board as well. So I think you'd probably have Lizzie swimming next, and she'd be on cloud nine. She's swimming with confidence. We know what confidence can do to an athlete, but Cooper Williams at the moment, neck and neck with Connor Maggs. That's Alex and Newport. They're pretty hard to tell apart for the people at home, but you're looking for the black three, the tri-stripe. That's your Alex club. The two maroons are your Newports. One's from New South Wales, the Northern Beaches there, which you know very well, as well as the Sunshine Coast. You've been a local about both of them, so both have their benefits, both got their things, but it gets cold in New South Wales over winter, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It's tough for the guys down there, but they're a club full of heart, as we could see from before. Lizzie Wellborn getting the win, and we saw how much it meant to her, and she said in her interview just how proud she is to be an Iron woman from New South Wales and an Iron woman from Newport. As we see the boys making their way out through that field, it is hard to pick them all up now. I can see caps and clubs. It's hard to pick up whether it's in Northcliffe A's or B's, Burleigh B's or C's. It's anyone's choice, especially for this swim leg, Duff. It is tough to pick, but we do know for sure that it is Newport and Alexandra Headlands going neck and neck, or shoulder to shoulder, should I say, the two boys. It was funny, I actually saw Cooper Williams pulled up beside Connor Maggs. He looked like he was going to drag race him to the cans, and Connor seemed to just drop it in a fifth gear, and Cooper went back to his feet, and he looks like he's almost struggling to stay on his feet. Look at the rating and the kick from Newport competitor Connor Maggs out there now. He's just giving Cooper Williams one hell of a hard time to stay on his feet, stay on his wash, because for the people at home watching, if you can get onto someone's feet, onto someone's wash, you get quite an amount of drag, and it makes the workload a little bit easier for yourself. So Cooper Williams is trying to, utilise Connor Maggs' wash and get onto his toenails, get onto his feet as the boys make their way back to the beach now.
Wow, this is just, we talk about a few speechless performances today. We had Noah Havard power away. We had Lizzie Wellborn in the Open Iron Women lead from start to finish with a clinical performance. We had the special performance of TJ Henry and Kai Kinsella battling it right down to the depth there, with TJ Henry prevailing over the top. But this right here, this is a game-changing performance, a race-changing performance, because Connor Maggs is making dust of Cooper Williams right now, and I don't say that lightly, because Cooper Williams is one hell of a swimmer and one hell of an athlete, but for this 16-year-old to come through and dominate this race the way he is, and look, don't say he's not fresh, because he's been down racing the juniors all day. We got Wave on.
Look at this out the back. The boys have both dropped the anchors as we see a set all the way. This is just going to break on their head. That is devastating. This is what you've got to do. This is what, in moments like this, Duff, you've got to look. Cooper Williams, he wants to see something. He's looking for a wave, whereas they've both swum too far in, and Connor Maggs is on. He's picked up that one, and that might be the decider. It's too early to call with the ball legs to go, but
we're not even halfway through, Paul.
Come on, Duff. These are the moments in races that you look back on and say they were right there, shoulder to shoulder. But
they're both there. They're both on. They're side by side, and just like we saw in the female surf race earlier, where the girls held it all the way through to the beach, stood up, eyeballed each other, and ran across the sand. The boys are about to do the dance as well. We've got Cooper Williams. Listen to the local beach erupt as they come on through. Connor Maggs of Newport. It's New South Wales versus Queensland. It's the State of Origin here on Alex Headland Beach for the Shaw and Partners Hayden Kenny Classic. As the boys trot along the sand, they turn around, they're going to tag on the beach down here.
Archie down there.
It's
Look at
gonna
the boys, look at that transition, the way they head back to tag their competitor. That is exactly how much it means to these clubs to get the win there, Duff. I don't know who they've tagged right
Lizzie
now.
Wellborn and Lani Pallister. So Lani Pallister, we know how good she is at swimming, but Lizzie Wellborn, she's coming off an iron victory. That's confidence you can't buy at the shops. This is going to be a race for the ages, and it's already setting itself up as an absolute showcase.
Yeah, look, Lizzie's got a tough challenge ahead of her. There's absolutely no doubt about it. I'd go as far as to say, Duff, Lani Pallister would swim through most of the guys in the field.
100%.
Without a doubt. She's an incredible swimmer. You can see there that Lizzie Wellborn just ran in hot on her heels, and she will be doing everything in her power to stay on her wash, stay on her feet for as long as possible. But look, we've seen it time and time again in this sort of ocean. If Lizzie can just stay thereabouts, if all it's got to be is one lucky wave to come through, and you're back in the mix. So
I think you sort of flash back to your Nipper days where you used to be sort of your juniors, your 11s and 12s, where you had mixed teams and you'd have the girls just beating up on the boys in surf races. Lani Pallister is that type of athlete that she wouldn't look out of place in a men's surf race, and I'd go as far as saying she'd be up there with a red hot chance, that is for sure, especially with the surf skills she has on offer. And you can see there the vastness of the ocean, the enormousness. Is that Newport
there's the Borgie there. There must be the Newport A or B team. I'm not sure how they've split that, but look at the body of Jackson Borg. He looks like a rugby league player. He's an Adonis as he makes the tag now for Newport A or B. I'm not sure which team or how they've decided to split that.
That's a funny team selection, because you think if you look at your top athlete at Newport, Jackson Borg probably stands on top of the podium, but possibly if they break it down into individual disciplines, maybe he's not the fastest board paddler, not the fastest swimmer, not the fastest ski paddler, so doesn't find himself in the A Taplin team, which is just ludicrous to think about, isn't it?
Isn't it? As we see, yes, the team of Northcliffe and Surfers made a tag, and I could see it was Georgia Miller and Courtney Hancock running in now. Look,
two former Australian surf champions.
Two girls that can absolutely, I know that we're saying Lani Pallister is out in front, but if you go second and third, Georgia Miller and Courtney Hancock, they're not shy, and they know how to body surf for waves. We watched Georgia do it before. Look, Bailey Armstrong coming around the flags there. Max Beattie from Surfers as well. Look,
this race is far from over. We're halfway through. 6 legs in this mixed person Taplin, 6 different athletes. We go across the 3 different disciplines. It starts with the 2 ski paddlers. We're now right in the middle of it all. If you've just joined us on 7+, a big welcome. You've missed some action. You've missed some fun, and we've still got a little bit left to go. We've got a swim leg and 2 boards to come. We're here on the on Alexandra Headland Beach for the Sunshine Coast City Council Hayden Kenny Classic, but out in front at the moment is the local club doing it best. It's Lani Pallister out in front. We got a couple that are local, the Groms. They've come up to watch us here in the broadcast as well. They're cheering on the home team. You can see them, they've got the autographs all over the shirts as well. They've had a ripping day, and they are following in the footsteps of their heroes. Lani Pallister out in the water, doing them proud at this stage.
Yeah, look, Duff, it's fantastic. You can see how much there's so much depth in the Alexandra Headland Surf Club here, as you see all the nippers running around getting probably some autographs from their favourite Iron men and women, and we're seeing them out there in front leading now as Lani Pallister is just looking to take a convincing lead over this race.
She's taken the stamp out, and she's just stamped her authority down onto this race right now, going, I'm going to win this for my club, and I'm going to put us on top of that podium at the end of the day.
The way she moves through that water, she's literally got the textbook swim stroke. She's nailed that perfectly. She's not going to have to swim back a metre. She's landed perfectly on that first black and white turning can. She's got the high elbows, a big 6-beat kick. The way that her hand just stretches out in front of her like that, she's just got so much hold and power in that swim stroke. Every stroke she takes, she's just moving more and more forwards, which I know that's the aim of the game, but she just makes it look so effortless and so easy. She's rounded that second can already. She's making her way back to beach. I can't even see Lizzie Wellborn at the moment, Duff. What's happened here?
This is mind-blowing that they enter the water together, and Lani Pallister has just blown Lizzie away, and that is no mean feat, and that is to take nothing away from Lizzie, but Lani Pallister has just, well,
that's case in point in the story right there. Lizzie Wellborn just won the Open Women's race, and look what the specialist swimmer Lani Pallister has been able to do to somebody as incredible or as successful as Lizzie Wellborn. That is, look, I can't get an exact reading on that, Duff, but I want to say she's put 30 metres into her.
It's just, look, we might have missed a wave on the head of Lizzie or something like that, but to make that gap what it is a special performance, and she's going to come into this wave zone. Now, if she picks up a wave, she gives advantage to Alexandra Headland with 2 legs to go, board paddlers to come. Look at this wave on the horizon here for her, possibility to take this one as well, and there's going to be emotional scenes on the beach if Alex can get the job done today.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Look, she takes off on one here. It's a big one. It stands up on that sandbank. I'm not sure if she's going to ride on out of that. Lani Pallister, I can see the cat bouncing around in that whitewash there. She's done well to sort of drag that in or milk that as far as she can. As out the back, Lizzie Wellborn is on the top of an absolute wow. Did she go down that? I can't see. I'm looking back over my shoulder, and it was hard to tell if Lizzie Wellborn got down that or not. I'm not sure, but she's on the next one. Lizzie Wellborn has just taken off on the wave, the next one. So if she can hold that, Duff, we've seen it time and time again. Lani Pallister's picking up a bit of a broken wave in on that shoreline, but Lizzie Wellborn got one from the back, and no, she's dropped off as well.
Lani Pallister's not quite getting the best. She's getting something out of it. She's getting a little bit of a push into the beach, but she's not quite getting herself out in front of that wave and being able to get it all the way to the beach. So it's still hard work here, but she knows she's probably got about 20 or 30 metres before she can stand up and start to make her way through transition. She'll then be able to tag her board paddlers and try and get them across the line and into victories. We see Jet Kenny barking instructions, encouraging them as they go, and the surf club starts to erupt. You can hear the cheers and screams at the beach right there as the home club start to do it on their home beach. Lani Pallister with a super performance here in the 4th leg of 6 in this open mixed person Taplin. She tags, I think, the best nickname in surf lifesaving, the Razor, Braden Casamento, and he is an absolute whippet on this board. He flies like a greyhound out of the box number 1, and look at him go right here, carving his way like a razor blade through the shoreline of the Alexandra Headland.
They're going to be hard to catch them there. You're not wrong. Braden Casamento is an incredibly strong board paddler. As I watch now, Lizzie Wellborn has hit the sand. She's making her way up the beach. I can see Mitch Trim is getting into her. She wants the most out of her for this final run transition. You know what? Full credit to her, Lizzie. She's just done the Iron Woman race. She's probably exhausted. And then she's drawn the short straw of having to swim against Lani Pallister. And we just saw what Lani did as Lizzie now makes that transition to Charlie Brooks, and he's got a bit of work ahead of him yet now. Charlie Brooks is entering that water at full speed. He wants to catch Braden Casamento, and he would be crossing all his fingers and his toes, hoping that maybe on that back bank, Braden runs into some sets, runs into a bit of action. It looks like he is.
There's a little bit of action out there on the horizon, just some coming through those that ski apex can. There was a few little bumps coming up, and we see on the broadcast right now there's a wall of water that he's about to be met with, and he goes up, he climbs down, and he gets pushed backwards. So Chucky Brooks of Newport Beach, he's got himself a little bit of a chance, but Braden Casamento gets the board moving again, gets momentum heading towards, and you can see how rapid that water is as Courtney Hancock of Surf's Paradise comes screaming down the face of that one. We see Alex B there also making their way in. That was Emma Woods right there, as we see Braden Casamento start to fly on out once more. Up in the air it goes. He's pushing against the elements here. There's probably one more wave there he needs to contest and get over the top of as he starts to get back up onto his knees and get through his rhythm, and his rating goes up, up, up. We see Charlie Brooks in the background with the water safety there along the shore, and the red and yellow flags flying away in the distance. What a day we've had here on Alex Beach, Paulie. Shaw and Partners, they've come to the party over the years, and look, they've put on an absolute prize purse not to be scoffed at this year. Over $750,000 in prize money with $12,500 on the line. You've been a part of some winning Taplins for the club. What happens in that decision making? Because obviously you've got 6 person that win it, but it's a club event. Where does the prize money get distributed? It might be personal, it might be each club has their own preference, but is it going back to the club? Is it going back to the athletes there? Is there a percentage taken by the club? What do we What generally happens?
Nah, usually, Duff, the clubs are pretty handy there. They love to support all their athletes. They know all the hard work that they're putting into, the blood, sweat and tears into their training week in, week out. Not to mention, a lot of these guys are also really good role models, and for the younger generation, the nippers, a lot of the boys, male and female, Iron men, Iron women, they're down there, they're helping out with the surf club at a nipper level, members days, all these sorts of things. So look, usually the club's pretty good. When they get the win, the club hands it back to the athletes and they says, well done, thanks for your effort, congratulations for wearing the cap proudly, and you know, you do the right things and they look after you. So
well, that's fantastic. As we see the boys, they cross paths right there. Was Charlie Brooks and Braden Casamento, with Braden Casamento of Alexandra Headland just out in front at the moment. When I say just out in front, we're talking sort of 30, 40 metres, and he's turning into the wave zone, whereas Charlie Brooks has just turned that can now and started to make his way for home. As we see a wave stand up on its head right here. Is it the wave that's going to get Braden Casamento to the beach? He shuffles on back of the board. He gets down the face of that one there. It doubles up just slightly. He's going to get himself in and out of trouble. He might even go down to the belly for safety. You hold onto those back straps as he rides that one out just like a good cowboy does. And here we go. Braden Casamento. He's got one leg to go.
I don't want to say it's over just yet. Charlie Brooks has pulled an absolute bomb for a long way out. Now, look, I'm looking at it from, well, over the shoulder of the surf club here. 2 waves behind. Look, Braden's definitely got a handy little lead here, but it's only 2 waves apart from Newport.
And look, it's a really good measure, isn't it? That's a 2-wave break. So if you think there's 2 waves at an 8 to 10 second swell period, that's 20 seconds. But 2 waves is a set wave. So let's say the boys get out there with the girls now, they're going to tag to the girls. If they get caught up on one of those sets and you're traveling with momentum, that 20 seconds is eliminated just like that in a click of her fingers. As Chucky Brooks there, up on the board is Lana Rogers. Now, she's been in this position plenty of times. Sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. There was a little tongue-in-cheek last night that if it didn't quite work, then Lana was getting the invoice from Cooper, but it's going to be Maddie Spencer that needs to get the job done for Newport. She has the task of chasing down Lana Rogers, the champion that she is, as Lana goes in, up and over. That there is, it looks like it might be someone from one of the boys in one of the earlier teams, so they're trying to just get out there in that first leg. But it's Lana Rogers. There she is on screen right now. That is the lime green. We talk about, what was it? The
lime parfait. Georgia Miller will say it is the lime parfait.
There is nothing lime parfait about Lana Rogers right there. That is lime green if ever I've seen it. That looks like a splice straight out the freezer. As Lana Rogers gets into the rating now, we can see this is her home beach. She generally doesn't do a lot of training here. She lives up further on north of the coast, does a lot of training solo, comes down for some of the main sessions, so she's not as, it's probably not as much of a local advantage as what you'd think, because she does train a little bit further north, and that's just the way that she rolls, and it's the way that she performs at her absolute best. As we see Maddie Spencer try to get into the mix as well. Don't forget, but just rule out that competitor there from Maroochydore. They are not in this mix at this stage. We're looking for the 2 girls. It's Maddie Spencer and it's Lana Rogers, as we see Tex Dixon of Surfers Paradise come on through transition as well. But at this stage, Lana Rogers, is she out?
She's out, Duff. I'm calling it now. It looks like Lana Rogers is out, and Maddie Spencer looks like she might have one more to navigate here, Maddie Spencer, and if she can get through this, she's still not out of the race, but
Maddie Spencer rolls that one there, and it looks like that may be shut the gate, close the door. Alex could be going back to back. Still one more break to negotiate, with Lana Rogers having to safely navigate back in through the beach. But Maddie Spencer was almost closing the gap, Paulie, and that wave very cruelly breaks in front of her, making her roll, while Lana Rogers is in that clean green water, starting to paddle away.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Duff. She was doing all the right things, Lana Rogers and Maddie Spencer in that southern rip. Lana got out really well. She didn't have much to navigate. She didn't have many waves to pop. And we saw Maddie Spencer right at the end. She was only a couple of board lengths behind Lana, but that last little set, she had to roll that, and it certainly stretched that gap back out as we watch 4 clubs take on 4 of the boys' clubs, shall I say, taking on a bit of a bomb set here. It is really stretched out. When you're talking about six-leg stuff, this Taplin is really stretched out.
And that's it, and that's what you expect in conditions like this. And the longer the race goes on, the more these clubs start to dominate. As Lana Rogers turns for home, and there is a bump on the horizon as well. I hope for God that she takes it, and I hope she really backs herself here, because Maddie Spencer's right there. I thought Maddie Spencer would have been a bit further behind than what she was, but it's not unattainable. It's not unachievable. Lana Rogers still needs to find a wave. She still needs to find a way back to the beach, because Maddie Spencer's going to turn, and there are some big waves on the horizon. It's going to be Lana Rogers with the chance to take a wave here and cement victory for her club, with Maddie Spencer trying to spoil the party as we see them turn that can now. Lana Rogers just on a small little bump, starts to ride that one down. It could be enough. She needs to get over the top. She needs to get down it. It doesn't look like she's going to sit up. She's going to look. She's going to test behind. Maddie Spencer gets one opportunity, one chance. That is all she'll get. Lana Rogers is in no man's land. She's in the dead zone right here. I don't want to say that Maddie Spencer's got a chance here, because there's not much on the horizon, but don't get too excited, Alexandra Headlands, because Newport are trying to spoil the party. Maddie Spencer's on one out the back, but Lana Rogers might be too far gone. She might be away. I think you can probably start to pour the beers, start to celebrate, because Alexandra Headland looks like they're going back to back in the 6-person mixed Taplins on their home beach. They are untouchable, Paulie. They're the Australian champions in both the male and the female. They are the champions here on Alex Beach. Maddie Spencer just one wave behind, but it's going to be Alex, ever too classy and ever too good today. They're going to take this one out, and it's going to be celebrated like it's 1999 tonight, with a big smile of Lana Rogers. She's going to be embraced by her team as she touches down on the beach. High fives all around. The surf club up here is cheering loud and proud as the smiles come on through. She's going to be able to clap her hands and wave it all off. She raises it above her head, and she is happy with that. The team is going to be stoked, with Maddie Spencer coming through in second for Newport. Alexandra Headland, hey?
Hey, there we go.
Good.
Too good. When we talk about that club pride and you know, the home ground advantage, well, there you go, Duff. Alex have done it. They've stood up and they've delivered. They've actually done very well, though, all day, haven't they? We saw Cooper Williams was up there. Lani Pallister took the win. Ali Bull in the swim. Ali Bull took the ski. Look, Alex has been... They're the cap that I've just been noticing has popped up all day long, so it's no wonder or no surprise, really, that they've managed to put together a 6-person championship team that can go back-to-back in the Hayden County Surf Classic here. As we
and look, it's party time down on the beach. A couple of moves. She's happy with her iron win, isn't she? As well as a second for her club, Newport. And I tell you what, we've had a magical day up here in the commentary booth. We've had the first-class seats, and people have paid good money for it. And luckily for us, we get the luxury of doing it, and it's been an absolute pleasure to share the commentary booth with you, Paulie. While we got a little bit of time here, let's roll through our beautiful sponsors and everyone involved. The Shore and Partners Financial Service. Without them, it is not possible to run our Summer of Surf series. Channel 7 Plus, the broadcast partners. I hope you've enjoyed it all this afternoon. For everyone at home watching, the Sunshine Coast City Council, as well as We Are Feel Good Inc. If you get a chance, get onto their website at We Are Feel Good Inc. and get yourself a bit of Kakadu Plum for Christmas. It is the best sunscreen you could ever put on your body, and that's coming from a pasty white bloke that knows a bit about sunscreen. LSKD, Oakley, Finnis, Jolin, Race 1, Boss Surf Skis, Cracker, and with the winners on the beach, we have Ty ready to celebrate the victory for Alexandra Headland.
There is so much happening down here on the finish line, and what about this? Back-to-back champions of the Hayden County Classic. We'll start with Cooper Williams. He's probably the golden boy of the club at the moment. He's been outstanding form, but Coops, this means so much for a club on your home beach to win the Open Mixed Taplin.
Yeah, for sure. It means everything. We put so much time and effort into this club, and as they do the same for us. So we just wanted to sort of give back and do our bit. And yeah, we've got a great crowd down here today. So yeah, we're just stoked.
Stoked performance. And what about the performance across all 6 disciplines, but in particular, up become Lani Pallister? It was a ding-dong battle, obviously, with Lizzie Wellborn with you in that swim leg. What was going through your mind as you come into the wave zone and look behind them? Initially, there wasn't much there, and then one behind you as well, but to hold on towards that swim leg.
Yeah, one sat up, and I was a little bit worried about hurting myself, and I went to just bob under it, and I was like, oh, it's on a home beach. I can't give away a Taplin win. So I kind of just took it. I knew that I wasn't going to hold it and almost just ragdolling a little bit going through the white water, and then I started to get a rhythm to come back to shore, and I honestly thought Lizzie was right next to me when I popped up. I thought she came down the wave, so I was a little bit disappointed, and then I stood up and Jet was screaming at me. I had 30 metres, so absolutely would do anything for this club, put my body on the line, so just stoked to come over the win today.
Well, best of luck for the World Champs coming up, and we'll go to Lana Rogers, because in a Taplin going last, one, there's pressure, but then to finish off a Taplin, it's elation as well. How special is it to win for this club?
It's on home ground, so it's just awesome, and then it's a great group to be a part of, so it's super special to be a part of. Haven't had a group environment for a very long time, so it's very nice to do it with Alexandra Headland. It's
an event you want to win as a team. That's the Open Mixed Taplin. Great performances with ski, swim and board. Alexandra Headlands, you are a champion on your home beach. Great job.
Woo, thanks guys, thanks for coming out today.